Hey everybody, welcome back to the Wrestledude YouTube channel. Jacob as always, and today, and over the course of a couple days, I have something that I've been pretty excited to do for quite a long time, and it has to do with something that I've been doing for not really a long time, and it's driving. As you guys might know, if you've been a member of the channel for a long time, I have always countless times talked about how I need to work on getting my license, getting a car, and start driving. Normally people start to like learn how to drive and stuff like that around the time of high school. I graduated high school back in 2016, and I only just recently, in the year 2021, got my license. There's no easier way to say it. I kind of just procrastinated with it. I just kept pushing it off. Stuff just kept coming up. Back in 2016, I was working one of my first jobs, so that kind of ate up a lot of my time. And then after that was when I started taking YouTube very, very seriously. And then, YouTube itself cuts into a lot of time, anyways. And, learning how to drive and stuff like that took a big back seat, no pun intended, to that as well. And then finally, I actually did start like diving into learning how to drive and reading the booklet and memorizing all this stuff. And I went and took what they call the temps test, which is to get your temporary license permit so that way you can actually go out and start practice driving with someone with you. The first time, I'm pretty sure I failed. The second time, I think I failed as well. I think I passed the third time. However, I think once again procrastinated, and I think an entire year had passed, and then my temporary permit license expired. So I had to go take the test again, passed it again, and then we started driving, we started practicing actually driving around and stuff like that, and it was going fairly good for a while. And then that's when the pandemic hit, and then obviously that kind of shut down any chances of, doing anything with anybody or going anywhere for quite a while. So yeah, I was just kind of stuck doing nothing for a long time. And then finally, things started to look a little bit better. And the thing was with the pandemic and the way that it worked with temporary license permits was that, like, if your or your temporary license or anything like that expired within like a certain window, you got like a couple extra months before it expired. That's how it worked with the BMV here in Ohio. So I think my temporary permit would have expired in August, when normally I think it would have expired in like May or June, something like that. So I had all this extra time, and so I started egging on both my oldest sister and I think my grandmas, who were helping me drive by lending me their car, taking me out to like empty school parking lots and sort of like driving around, getting used to it, learning how to parallel park. If you guys didn't see that, I put a little clip of me doing it on my Instagram page. I'll insert it here. But yeah, after a few more weeks of that, finally I felt like I was ready to finally go and take the test, and so I scheduled to go take the test. However, the test was now very, very different than what it usually is. See, considering COVID, normally with a driving exam, they have someone from the BMV that works at the BMV in the car with you, so that way they can keep an eye on you. Sometimes they'll have you like in the little practice driving car that has like two sets of brakes, so that way if it looks like you're about to crash, they can hit the brakes for you. Well, now, since COVID was a thing, they actually changed up how the test is done. Instead of normally they would have you like drive around the neighborhood and go on like the actual roads and stuff like that. Well, because of COVID, they actually changed it and set it up to where it was literally just in the parking lot of the BMV. So they set up a little area with cones and stuff like that, obstacles. There was a stop sign, there was some yield signs, and really all they did was the person you had to have an adult with you in the car while you were driving, and then the instructor would just stand out in the parking lot and watch you and write down notes on their paper. So how it started was like your car is parked and you have to back up out of the parking space, and then you have to just drive straight, make a left, stop at a stop sign, make another left, stop at a yield sign, turn right, stop at another stop sign, turn right again, go straight, and then that's when you go into the parallel parking. The parallel parking was actually very funny because all day I was watching people do it, and the people that were doing it before me were all very, very slow about it. And then when it came up to me doing it, I literally just like went right into it. Like the instructor told me, like, okay, start whenever you're ready. And then I just immediately like drove up, boom, went up to the cone, boom, went up. Because like the way my sister and my grandmas were telling me, like when you're doing the parallel parking, it's supposed to be one fluid motion. You're not supposed to pause at all, which is what I saw a lot of the cars doing, which made me think like, if I do that, then I'm pretty sure I'm gonna fail, because a lot of the cars that I saw taking it slow and like stopping at points, I'm pretty sure normally like if they passed and they park by the BMV again, if they failed, then they gotta like take a different route and just drive out, and then they gotta come back another day. And that's what I saw them do. I saw them just sort of like drive out of the parking lot like they failed. So yeah, when it came to me, I just did it all in like one quick fluid motion. And like while I was doing it, my oldest sister was sitting next to me and she was like very nervous that I was about to hit a cone. And like during the test, the person in the car that's with you, they're not allowed to talk to you. They're not allowed to give you hints or anything like that. Otherwise, it's an automatic fail. But as I'm doing the parallel parking, my sister is like sitting there with her mouth shut, but she's like humming like very nervously, like like trying to tell me something. But yeah, I got through the parallel parking stuff pretty freaking easily, and as soon as I was done with it, like my instructor said, like, okay, you passed, you did that all very quickly, you can go inside and you can get your license. And I was like, that's awesome. I got my little sheet that told me that I passed. I got no points. No points taken off. I got a perfect score when it came to my test, which was very great to see after all that practice and all that work, and so many years that I had finally passed my driving test, which brings me on to the actual car part of this. So I got my license, and like I said, this all happened during the pandemic. So this was at a time where I did not have a job, meaning the only real money that I was getting was from YouTube, which I'll be honest, it's not that much. It's a good amount, but still not really that much to pay for a car. However, they did have those stimulus checks during the worst parts of the pandemic. So I had gotten a couple of those, and so I had a little bit of money, and my oldest sister was selling her old car. And so I ended up buying her old car from her. So her old car is now my first car. It's a good car. The only problems with it are the cold air doesn't work, which I was okay with considering we're about to go into winter, so I kind of need the heat more than I do need the cold air. And hopefully by the time summer comes around, I will have bought a new vehicle now that I have a job and that I'm saving up my money. So yeah, the cold air doesn't work. There's no radio. Yeah, her radio a little while ago her car got broken into, and the radio was stolen. So they went to a junkyard and bought a new radio. However, to activate radios for cars, you need a specific code, and they didn't have the code for it, obviously, because they got it at a junkyard. It didn't come with the code. So really, they just inserted a radio that does not work. So my radio is literally just, I put my phone like music on and I just have it sitting in like the center console or something like that. But I mean, it's fine anyways. I don't really listen to a lot of radio music anyways. Most of the music I do is on my phone, and I don't even really like to play it that loud anyways. But I do have like a little Bluetooth speaker that I like to use sometimes. So yeah, cold air doesn't work, radio doesn't work, and also there's an oil leak, but I'm working on that. So yeah, not really any crazy bad stuff with the car. It's a good car, just minor things, but yeah, I'm having a good time driving it. Which, speaking of, we should get into that because I've got some interesting stuff that I need to do today. So let's take it from the room and let's take it to the car. Alright, so it is about 7:30 in the morning. I'm about ready to head out and just kind of letting the car get started up. You know how I was telling you how the car is, like, the cold air doesn't work, but, you know, the heat works? Apparently the heat doesn't work. I tried turning it on just because, like, it says it feels like 30 degrees outside, so I figured I'd kind of heat up the car. I tried turning it on, but it doesn't seem to be working. It just kind of makes a weird noise. I'll try it again. Okay, nothing there. Yeah, that's weird. I don't know. I might have to talk to my sister about that because I didn't know that was a thing. But anyways, I have a plan to go to a Target nearby me right now because I'm going to pick up something, actually not for me, but for my brother. You see, a couple days ago, I went to Target to get some stuff, discounted Halloween candy. And while I was there, I picked up this very nice, like, long sleeve winter, like, sweater slash, like, long sleeve shirt. And my brother saw me wearing it, and he was like, that looks pretty warm. I kind of want that. So, I figured I'd go and buy him one. So that's where we're going. We're going to Target. We're going to buy my brother a sweater. And then I was going to get my groceries from Aldi's, but Aldi's doesn't open until 8:30. Like I said, it's about 7:30, so I would have to be out and about for about an hour before it opens. So who knows, maybe we'll spend a little bit of time just driving around. But yeah, that's my two main things for today before I go into work, is go get my brother the sweater from Target and go get my groceries. So let's get it. This is one of the crazy things that you have to deal with driving super early in the morning is the morning traffic. We are back here like freaking half a mile, like all the way back this way. I'm in the middle of an intersection. I'm like right below a green light. Finally, it looks like the traffic is starting to go through. But yeah, this is one of the things you got to deal with if you're going to drive this super early in the morning. Also, it is very, very dark, so that's why I haven't been recording. Anyways, I'm driving now. I got to put the phone down. Okay, so we made it to Target. You can see it there in the background, kind of. However, I forgot about this. This Target doesn't open until 8 o'clock. It's now like 7:53-ish, so I've got a little bit of time. So I figured in that time, I could kind of show off sort of how I've set up my car here. So pretty much I'm just showing you what all I have in my little center console here. I will show you this. This is obviously the radio that's broken. Down here is sort of like the little cubbyhole area where I just have pens and markers and stuff like that. Mostly just stuff, you know, like if you need to write anything, or if I need to like jot something down real quick. Usually I also have like a little notepad with me. Recently I've gotten into the habit of writing like little notes or like to-do lists, checklists, and stuff like that. Just kind of giving myself stuff to do, you know. It really has been helping out, kind of helped me keep track of all this stuff. It kind of reminded me that I needed to film this video. So yeah, that's a lot of really good stuff that the notes can do. This is my little center console area. Let's see here. We got some napkins, some masks, a set of sunglasses, and more napkins. I think there's also a set of playing cards in there. I don't know why. I don't really play cards or anything like that a lot, but I just figured I'd put them in there just because. Other than that, yeah, I have like this little sun visor thing, and I've also got my little Joker and Harley Quinn Lego like keychain things kind of hanging up here. I was making a joke about it that I would probably buy like fuzzy dice to hang from my mirror, but I mean, I'm fine with these. So yeah, that's kind of my interior of my car. And I think I wasted about a couple minutes. There's 2 minutes gone by, so I think it should be about like 7:55. So we've got about 5 more minutes, and then we'll be inside of Target. I wish I would have remembered that this place opened up at 8 o'clock. Otherwise, I probably would have waited a little bit longer to come out. Also, I probably would have waited because obviously it's bright out now. However, about half an hour ago, it was super dark. Because my original plan was to kind of set up my phone so that way you guys could kind of watch me driving a little bit on my phone, kind of set up here nice and fancy. But it was way too dark, and I would have had to have the flashlight on, which the flashlight is like that. So imagine driving with a freaking flashlight in your face. It would have been annoying. Plus, my windshield was kind of foggy from the morning dew. And obviously it being cold. So, yeah, that was not an option. So, maybe for the drive back after we're done here. Yeah, I will see you guys in Target. Okay, so we made it inside. However, this Target is a little bit different than the one that I bought the hoodie from. So we're going to have to do a little bit of hunting. However, while I was sitting in the car, my hands were kind of cold. So I kind of need new gloves for winter. And I found these nice all-in-motion gloves, which is actually the same brand as the jacket that I got, and like they can be fingerless gloves or they can be full-on gloves, so I think I'm gonna pick these up as well. But yeah, we're gonna have to do a little bit of searching for that hoodie, so let's see if I can't find it anywhere around here. I'll let you know what I find. So I did end up finding the sweater. I also found a mannequin on the ground, which was funny. You always love seeing AEW figures at the store. We got Jungle Boy, SCU, and Moxley. And then we got the new Kevin Nash, John Morrison, Ultimate Rock, and Cena, Dijak, China, Cena, Balor. A lot of good stuff, just nothing really I'm interested in. I am picking up this Dios de los Muertos Bane, though, because it looks sick as fuck. Oh, shoot. I forgot that my keys are on a lanyard. Okay. Let's hear that engine purr. There it goes. Alright. One thing that also I will point out about parking is I am terrible about backing up out of parking spaces, so I always park with my front facing forward. Thankfully, this store, it was like super early in the morning, meaning no one was here in the parking lot, so I got a pretty close spot in the parking lot to where I could face forward when parking, because, like I said, parking forward is just horrible for me. Which is weird because I always park backwards whenever I get to my house. Like in the driveway, I always park with like backing up. I don't know. It's weird. But I think all these should be opening at some point here very soon. I'm trying to keep an eye out for traffic. It's kind of hard to talk and talk to you guys and drive at the same time, but you know. That's why I don't really do these vlogs a lot. Okay, so we wasted a little bit of time waiting to get over here. Yeah, not too shabby. Nice. Lots of parking space. I'm just gonna park right here. Once again, one of the benefits of being super early to a place before it opens, you get a lot of parking space opportunities. But for all these, they have two options. You can either buy bags from here, like buy recyclable, replaceable bags, or you can bring in your own bags, which is exactly what I'm going to do. I have a bunch of bags that I have keep kept in my trunk. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab all of my... I'm actually going to put all this stuff from Target in the trunk as well. But yeah, I'm going to grab my bags and then we're going to head in. Groceries. Beautiful. Now let's head back home. Let's head on back home. Got the groceries. We've got the sweater for my brother. We got some gloves. We got a Funko Pop. One thing that I picked up from the grocery store that I normally don't is multivitamins. I've always had a problem with like getting into eating more vegetables and eating more seafood. So I'm hoping the multivitamins might be a good way to sort of get that while I'm sort of getting used to getting into eating more vegetables and stuff like that. I just don't like the taste of vegetables. I don't know. I'm sure some people kind of agree with me on that. Fixed my mirror there. But yeah, I just don't really like the taste of vegetables. They just don't really taste good to me. And seafood, I like breaded. I've liked breaded shrimp, and I've liked breaded catfish. But obviously that's breaded, so you know you're probably not getting all the nutrients that you probably should. Hold on a second. I'm making a left turn, and we survived. Okay. Where was I? Oh yeah, yeah. It's just I need to get used to it. So hopefully the multivitamins are a good way to do that. I do need to get a better setup for when I'm driving, because you can't even see my face while I'm driving right now, but I guess that's kind of a good thing considering I should be focusing on the road anyways. I will say I was kind of worried like making the transitioning to driving by myself, considering obviously all the time I was training I had someone with me. Although, I will say, the one thing that I do like about driving by myself is, while I was training, obviously, the person kept talking to me, and you ever get that feeling, like, when you're doing something, like, at a new job, like, you've got the person shadowing you that's training you, or, like, with driving, you got the person shadowing you that's training you, and, like, you're so nervous because you don't want to mess up in front of them, that like you start shaking and you like feel nervous about every little move that you make, like especially with driving, like every little movement of your hand on the steering wheel, every like little push of gas on the pedal and stuff like that. Sometimes it can be sort of difficult, and I feel like that's kind of one thing that it's a big weight off my shoulders ever since I got my license and ever since I started driving by myself, that I don't really have to worry about that person in the driver or in the passenger seat sitting next to me about like seeing my ability to drive, just because, you know, I have been driving quite a bit. And it started with the first day of work, which is actually, I think, what we're going to head into next. Is we are going to be driving to work, so I will see you guys there. Oh, hold on a second. I think there's somebody trying to come through here. See, I'm backing out of my driveway right now, and I feel so nervous doing it, just because like it's so hard to see what's behind me. But yeah, it is now about 1:30, and I am now heading to work for the day. Actually, the first day that I drove my car by myself actually was my first day officially of work, or for orientation or whatever. And I was definitely very, very nervous, obviously because I would be driving by myself, but also because it was my first day of work at this new job, and I wanted to make a good first impression. Kind of that morning, I got up a little bit early, and I went to check and see if the car was okay, good to go, had oil in it. Obviously, like I said before, it has an oil leak. My water bottle fell over. It has an oil leak, so I definitely wanted to check and make sure that it had oil and stuff. And before, when I had bought my sister's car from her, the battery was dead because it hadn't been driven in about 5 months. So the battery needed recharged, or jumped. So in the days leading up to it, number one, I had to buy insurance, so that was an interesting thing to go through. And I also needed to kind of drive it around a little bit to kind of keep the battery going. So I would drive it around the block once and then go back home. and that was pretty much all I did by myself for the first couple days. But then the first day of actually driving to work was very interesting, considering the route. Usually I have a fairly easy route now to get to work, but on the first couple days that particular route was closed due to like them working on the roads. So the route that I had to take was a little bit more tricky. It obviously went well. There was an instance of I was at an intersection going to make a left turn, and there was a separate green light for like left turn vehicles, and so I'm waiting for the left turn light to turn green. However, it never did. Like, just the light turned green for like cars to go straight, and then the car behind me started honking like I need to go, which, hey, I thought I had to wait for the green lights for a left turn. But these are kind of things that I'll learn probably along the way. I'm sure there's a couple other things that I haven't learned yet that I'll have to learn in the future. But driving to work has become a fairly easy task. You know, I'll put on my music and I'll drive there. I've got my nice little shortcut area. I'm still trying to stay away from like a lot of the main roads, and especially the freeway. Obviously I don't take the freeway to work, but just trying to stay off any main roads just so it makes it a little bit easier for me. I don't have to endure so much traffic, especially, you know, 2 p.m. school starts getting let out around this time, so that's definitely one thing I have to keep an eye out for: buses and children, stuff like that. Especially during the winter time, like it's going to be snowy, it's going to be icy. That's going to be very interesting. Is all the driving I've been doing thus far has been in the summertime when it's warm, and you know, like I said, wintertime it's going to start getting colder. It's going to start getting icy. It's starting to get snowy. Ice and snow, especially during the nighttime, is going to be a heck of a difficult thing to come home to. But I mean, depending on when the snow plows get out and depending on when the ice and salt trucks get out, it should make it a little bit easier. There we go. There is this like one intersection up here that's coming up here where like the green light is like 2 seconds long and the red light is like 5 minutes long. It is ridiculous. So usually I try to make the green light, but pretty much never do I ever actually make it through the green light, and I usually have to sit at the red light. It is kind of hot. Yeah, it definitely warmed up from where it was this morning when we went out, and it was kind of cold. I had my gloves on while I was driving. I've still got my toboggan and jacket on for work, but yeah, I'm definitely feeling a lot warmer. Also, sorry about the camera angle. I kind of have it hooked up here to like one of my air vents. It's kind of the way I have to do it. But yeah, hoping we're gonna have a good day at work. Okay, so it is now 10:30 at night. I just got off work. I'm feeling kind of hungry. You know, I didn't really bring much for lunch, so I think I'm gonna take advantage of my car and I'm gonna go get something to eat, possibly from one of my favorite fast food places around my work, Arby's. Here we go, let's order. I love Arby's, especially after work.
You can order whenever you're ready.
Hi, can I do one of the 5-piece chicken tenders with a large curly fry?
Did you want any dipping sauce?
No dipping sauce, thank you.
Was that all for you?
Yes, sir.
It's $8.68.
All right, thank you.
Said no sauce.
No sauce, thank you. Appreciate it. Have a good evening. I don't know if you guys heard all that, but I dropped my phone on the way my phone is like set up. It's like a little hook like plugged into one of my air vents and it slipped out as I like pushed on the brakes to stop in front of like the pay window, and it fell onto the floor. And obviously I have the flash on, so I'm like looking around, like searching for this like flashlight, trying not to look awkward in front of the person at the window as I'm trying to pay for my food. But goddamn, I love some good hot fresh Arby's, fresh chicken tenders, fresh curly fries. I love some hot fresh food immediately after a good hard day's work. Today was a good day, honestly. It went down fairly well. Got a little cut on my finger at one point. Kind of started bleeding a little bit, but you know, to be honest, I think I'm gonna pull through. It feels so weird, like talking into the corner of the freaking camera. I'm sorry if this isn't entertaining for you. Oh no, my food. Anyways, yeah, today was a good day. I also found out, so for Halloween, my work was doing like a little Halloween costume contest, and it turns out I was one of the winners of the contest. There was a category for most original costume, and my original costume was, I was a Pizza Planet delivery person. So I came dressed up in my Pizza Planet shirt, Pizza Planet hat. I brought along a painted Pizza Planet pizza box, and I also brought along one of my little green alien men from my Toy Story figure collection, and I ended up winning, so I get a $25 gift card. I wonder if I should get the gift card to Arby's. Oh, that'd be perfect. But yeah, I'm on my way home now from a good day's work. I don't know what I have planned next, but whatever it is, I will see you guys there. I am parked at a red light, or I am parked at a stop sign, so don't worry about me. I'll see you guys later. So I was getting ready to leave for work, and I like sat my lunch bag down here next to me, and I happened to look down at the bottom of my seat. If you guys remember, when I ordered my food from Arby's, there was a moment where I said like, oh no, my food fell over, and I just noticed this. There's a rag that I use to wipe off my back windows whenever the morning dew fogs them up. There's the fancy like phone holder that I tried to use the other day, and then I noticed a couple of Arby's fries falling on the ground. So kind of one of the things you got to keep up with your car is maintenance for trash and stuff. Otherwise, we're getting ants. Okay, well, now it is, when did I last leave you guys off? I think I did like a quick little video clip the other day of like the trash on my floor. The last official day that I left you guys off on was Tuesday. Or actually, I think it might have been Monday. Well, either way. It is now Saturday morning. The reason why I didn't do much the other days was just because I didn't really do much anything different when it came to driving. Just going to work, coming home from work. Last night I stayed a little bit later. I usually get off at 10:30. I decided to stay over an extra hour just to get some extra work done, get that extra double pay, or time and a half as some people call it. But the reason why I'm out on Saturday is because I'm out getting my hair cut. As you guys can see, obviously on the sides, it's cut very well, but obviously I've got this super long ponytail, super long like hair on the top, and I've had it like this for about over a year and a half now. At the beginning of the pandemic, I wanted to get my hair cut. I wanted to get just the sides cut off, and I wanted to grow out the top. Obviously, the hair salons were all closed, so I ended up doing it myself. I actually did that in another Wrestledude doc, the one staying home, so I actually ended up doing that myself, and it turned out pretty good. And I just kept doing that month after month, you know, shaving the sides of my head, and my hair on the top of my head grew out very, very long, to the point where obviously I have to put it in a ponytail. But I think it's about time that we cut it all off. So, well, not cut it all off, just cut off the majority of it. You know, the headbands are kind of annoying, especially at work, just because, like, I've got, like, these big fans, like, blowing air, and sometimes, like, my hair, like, especially if it's, like, one strand of hair blows out, and, like, it's very annoying to deal with. So I'm going to get it cut here. I set up an appointment, and I think it's actually about that time. So say bye-bye to the ponytail. Goodbye, everybody. I will see you in a couple of months. I'm sure I'll grow out my hair again. I don't think I'll be going back to the salon at any point after this, but I don't know. We'll see. Just goodbye, long hair. This is the last time you'll see everybody. Wave goodbye. Bye. All right, and we are back. Ponytail no longer there. Bummer, but you'll get over it. Can you see? I don't know if you guys can see it. Ponytail all gone. Feels good. Definitely feels like waving my hair around. Definitely feels like there's a weight lifted off of my shoulders. So very, very fun to finally have that done. Also, after I was done inside of Great Clips, the place where I got my haircut, I went down the street to GameStop, and I actually ended up picking up just a little special something. I picked up this DC Multiverse armored Batman from the Dark Knight Returns comic books. I had seen pictures of it online, and I thought, like, oh, that looks pretty cool. If I end up ever seeing it in the stores, maybe I'll buy it. And I saw it there. I had some discount stuff on my GameStop, like rewards, membership stuff. I had like some points so I could get some money off, and I think I paid like $15 for it, which is a really good price for something this much, because I think usually they're like 20 something dollars, so getting it for $15 is actually a very good deal, especially compared to some of the prices I would pay online. So I got that. I got the haircut. I think that's actually going to be it, so we're going to head back home and do a little bit of a summary of this entire week. So I'll see you guys in a sec. Well, we're back. It's actually the next day after I got back from cutting my hair, or getting my hair cut. I had a lot of recording to get done, so I kind of didn't get to film this little bit until now as I'm starting to edit this all together. But yeah, that's pretty much an entire week of me using my car for various purposes. So far I've been liking it. Honestly, doing it by myself has been very, very easy. Like I said, it's been a long time coming, years and years. I've talked about how I need to get my license and need to get a car, and now that I finally have it, it's definitely opened up a lot more freedom, a lot more places that I get to go. Normally, like if I had ever wanted to go to the store or anything like that, I would always have to ask someone in my family to take me, or wait until the day that one of my family members were going and ask if I could tag along. Now I can just do it whenever I want. Now, honestly, with that freedom, though, does come with a lot of cost, obviously, in gas and also buying that stuff. So that's something that I need to keep track of while I'm doing this, because I have groceries and rent money and gasoline and any other kind of car repairs and stuff like that. So obviously, buying all these collectibles and stuff like that is fun, but I do need to limit it in order to keep some money on the side, not only for making stuff fixed on this car, but also I do plan on getting a new vehicle in the future. I think I'm either going to go for maybe like a truck or a van, just something that I can kind of like, yeah, a lot of storage space. Obviously I'm going to be moving out at some point into my own place, so I'm going to need some storage space to take everything with me. But yeah, there's obviously still some stuff that I'm still gonna have to get used to. I haven't really used the windshield wiper stuff that much. Obviously, like I said, the car leaks oil, so that's definitely something I have to keep track with. Radio doesn't work. Maybe that'll be something that maybe I'll fix in the future. We're heading into the winter, so it's gonna be snowing. It's gonna be icy. That's gonna be something that I'm gonna have to deal with for the first time, is driving while snow and ice is on the ground. Obviously, in my mind, I don't think that's going to be too hard, considering all I have to do is just drive slower, keep an eye out for vehicles 100%, and if I end up skidding, I have to turn into the skid, so yeah, I just have to remember all that stuff. But yeah, I'm very happy that I finally got a car, especially for the price that I did. I'm very appreciative of my sister for selling it to me. That was very nice of her to do. Um, yeah, that's pretty much all I've been doing. Driving with my car is just kind of going places that I always wanted to. I think this is going to open up a new side, especially now that I'm vaccinated and I'm able to like go out places. I think I'm slowly going to start developing more of a social life. Obviously, during the pandemic, a lot of all I did was just wake up, record stuff, play video games, just hang out, do random stuff. But now I have the car, I have a job, I have money, I have time. Well, I don't really have time. A lot of my time is getting eaten up by work, but I have time to go out and go places and maybe like hang out with people that I haven't seen in a long time. So the car definitely does add that sort of level of freedom now to my life. So um, I would just say to anybody that is going to be getting their license soon or going to be starting to drive soon, I would just say don't worry too much. Just take it slow. Obviously, I'm pretty sure, as I mentioned in this video, I haven't even gone on the freeways yet that much. The times that I have been very lucky because it's been at times where it hasn't really been busy. Driving around downtown Columbus is kind of difficult sometimes just because like some roads are closed, some roads are like one-way roads, so definitely have to keep out for signage and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, I would say if you're having a difficult time, just especially in training, like when you have your temporary license, just take it slow. Find a good person to teach you. Find a person that's gonna teach you and not like like yell at you saying like everything you're doing is wrong or being mad at you, which is not what I had. But to find someone that is just going to teach you, not someone that's gonna yell at you to do stuff, just calmly tell you like, hey, this is how you do it, not like you're doing it wrong, this is how you're supposed to do it, because obviously saying it like that would probably stress you out. So best of luck to everybody that's learning to drive right now. I'm glad I was supposed to get this done in 2016. It has just been pushed back time and time and time and time and time again, and now finally I have my license, I have my car, and now we're on the road to who knows where. But I'm glad I kind of had got the chance to document some of it here in this Wrestledude doc. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys later.